Yeah, and the thing is, I commented on this on Who Will You Follow. It drives me nuts. I really hate Zach Cervini and Jordan Fish's mixing style because everything is so bloated. You can barely hear those vocal harmonies. You can hear them better on this song than you could hear them on Who Will You Follow. I wish they were just a little bit more audible because they sound so good. This is like her bread and butter is doing these harmonies and layering her vocals, which it's kind of interesting because she actually usually does just a single take for the main lead vocal as opposed to say like doubling up on it. She'll do harmonies for sure, but a lot of singers will double the lead vocal, especially in a chorus, just to give it a more like ambient, full sound. But Amy almost always does like a single take from what I've noticed. Not all the time, but she's more likely to do a harmony as opposed to double up the lead vocal. And I think it's because she has a very beautiful voice. And so, you know, one of the things when you double the vocals up, like you sing the exact same thing twice and just layer it on top of each other, is that it sort of blurs the vocal a little bit. And again, it's cool. It makes it sound a little bit fuller and thicker, but it does sort of blur the nuance. And with Amy's voice the way it is, I think that nuance matters a lot. She is a very nuanced singer, and she very commonly has like expressiveness with the way that she says or she's very specific about the way that she says certain syllables and phrases and like enunciates her words. And in fact, this song is a good example of that. I didn't point this out, but if you go to the first verse, if we look back at the first verse, like listen to the way that she says violence here. It's really like she holds out and waits until the very end to say violence. And she enunciates that at the very end. It's very harsh because she's trying to, this is an aggressive verse. It's tension building. I'm running out of breath. It's tension building. Listen to this. Yep. Listen to the violence. You hear that? Really cool, right? Violence. It's a little thing, but you can tell like she's really good about stuff like that. Like the way that she says the words, the way she pronounces them, where she puts the syllables, all of that. Violence. So it's good. So I think you would lose some of that if you doubled up her vocals. That's kind of the whole point that I'm making. Cool. So, but yeah, overall on the chorus, she sounds great. The instruments aren't doing too much because they're leaving a lot of room for her. So now let's talk about the lyrics. So the first section is sanctuary, breathe it in, scream it out. It's pretty cool. It's a fine line. You know, that is what a sanctuary is. It's a place where you can feel, it's a safe haven. You breathe in the air of the sanctuary and you can kind of scream out your frustrations, right? Like if there's ever a place where you could do it, it would be a sanctuary. She then says, no one's coming to save us. This line is fine. It does feel like a little bit of a placeholder line, but I would lean towards that, and I maybe kind of do. But I do think that it gives us a reason for having the sanctuary to begin with. You know, this idea like no one's coming to save us. We're on our own. So we have a sanctuary, a place to be. She does follow it up by saying, it doesn't scare me. I'm with you all the way down, which I really like. I think that's it's actually a pretty nice, poignant message from Amy. It's like I'm here, I'm with you, like we're in the sanctuary together, right? A nice sentiment. I think that's the word I was looking for. It's a nice sentiment to hear from Amy. And then she ends the chorus by saying, changed by the pain, we know who we are. Yeah, so this like we know who we are line, I'm just gonna say this is like some more of that kind of millennial cringe, like we are who we are, I am who I am. Like it is millennial cringe, but I will say I don't think that it kills the vibe on this chorus. I think it still comes off as very positive. especially following Changed by the Pain, We Know Who We Are. It's like, it's implying that despite the difficulties, we still, like, we have changed, but we still feel strong in who we are as people. It's fine. Again, little bit of that little sneaky millennial cringe, but not terrible. Overall, though, just to be clear, I actually think this chorus is pretty solid. I think it's actually very unifying, very positive. I don't think that it feels, overall, I don't think it feels cringy or cheap or shallow. I think it actually sounds very inspired. I get the sense that Amy was very inspired when she wrote it and inspired when she sang it. When I hear it, this is something I like to think about, is like, what facial expression would the singer be making when she sings it? And I actually get the vibe, like, you can almost hear that it's like it sounds like she's almost smiling when she's singing it, right? Like, you can almost imagine her smiling singing this. Like this line here. Like, it's a nice, like, I think it's actually a really nice chorus, and it's very uplifting, positive message. I'm all for it. I know within the context of the monologue and all of that, it is like, again, I already talked about the monologue, but I think on its own as a chorus, it's a good chorus. I like it. Cool. I'll talk more about like the themes and ideas in the song as we get further in, but let's just go on to the next section here.